no sets, no real costumes, because everything that they're going to be doing today is going to be with their voices. It is all about the sound. If you think about it, nowadays you turn on a TV, you see what the directors are making you see. But today we invite you to move back 80 years to where you're sitting in front of the radio and the Technicolor is all inside your head. And the things that you see may not be the same thing as the person next to you sees, because this is an individual experience. Feel free to close your eyes. If we see you snoring, we will have someone elbow you. But we do invite you to close your eyes and enjoy it like you would a radio if you need to. Or you can sit here and watch them because they're all very fine-looking people. This is our student production, and tonight, as we step into this world, we invite you to step in with us and walk inside the box and see what's happening on the other side of your radio. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, we would like to welcome you this evening to our production. We invite you to join us inside the box, experiencing or re-experiencing classic selections from the golden age of radio. Think back to a time before mobile phones, before microwaves, before Pop-Tarts, before computers, before the Rolling Stones, before Watergate, before...
Are you finished yet?
Before we begin, we would like to remind you of a few things. Please, no flash photography. Come on, there are no costumes or props, so what are you taking a picture of anyway? Are you just trying to catch one of the performers with their mouths open?
Are you almost finished?
Because if you want that shot, go ahead and get your cameras now. Go ahead.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Okay, on the count of 3, all our cast will open their mouths like they are speakers. Take your photograph and get it out of your system. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now turn off the ringer of your phone, put it up, and enjoy the show. Close your eyes. Picture the radio. After all those flashes, I'm having a bit of trouble seeing the script. Perhaps that was a bad idea.
Thank you, Mr. Announcer. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bud Abbott. Oh, and if you would please welcome my dull friend, Lou Costello.
Thank you, everyone. Hey, Abbott. Can you get the number for the cute one in the second row?
What are you doing, Costello? You are spoken for. What about your girlfriend, Lena?
Well, we had a fight. Lena sent me to the store to get some makeup.
Why would that make her mad?
I went to Home Depot.
Home Depot?
Yeah, they said their paint covers anything. I don't think she's ready to make up with me yet.
But Costello, Lena left a note just before we went on for you. Uh-oh. Costello, I think Lena knows about the other girls you've been chasing. You'd better read this.
Dear Louis. Huh. Look how she spells Louis. L-O-U-S-E. Isn't that louse?
You're reading all right.
Maybe it's Lizzie. French. How do you spell Lizzie?
L-O-U-S-E.
Still spells louse.
Just read the letter.
Okay. I heard you running around with some other girl. I'm gonna come over there and shoot you so full of holes you can button your vest from any angle. Lena wouldn't shoot at me. She's a college girl. She told me she came from Penn State. She must have meant the state Penn.
But I thought you told me Lena was a peach.
She ain't no peach. She's a fruit salad.
A fruit salad?
Yeah. She's as sour as a lemon, as slippery as a banana, and when I squeezed her, she hit me in the eye like a grapefruit.
But is she the tender type?
How do I know? I didn't bid her yet.
I guess I just want to believe she's a nice girl at heart. She kind of reminds me of my wife. Ah, when I married my wife, she was the rage of San Francisco.
Yeah, his wife's face is throw any city into a rage.
Costello! My wife is a society girl. She came out 22 years ago in March, like a debutante.
Yeah, and when she saw her shadow, she ducked right back in again.
Costello, my wife is the kind of girl that gentlemen speak softly to.
I'd rather have the kind of girl that sailors whistle at.
Costello, maybe you should stop chasing all those other girls, including the one in the second row, and focus on Lena. Maybe buy her a present, a memento of your love.
It's a good idea, Abbott. Lena loves mementos, especially the red ones.
Red mementos?
Yeah, she takes a toothpick and digs them right out of the olives.
No, Costello, no. Those are pimentos. I'm talking about mementos. A memento is a token.
Token is what my mother makes pies out of.
Your mother makes pies out of token?
Sure. Token-attested pies.
Costello, I think you've been eating too many of those pies, actually. Why don't you get yourself in shape?
Brown is a shape.
Oh, come on. Why not start off easy? Get yourself a pair of dumbbells.
I got a pair of 50-pound dumbbells and they don't do me no good.
How many times a day do you lift them?
You're supposed to lift them?
Well, maybe you can learn something from our first show. After all, Popeye doesn't have to lift dumbbells to stay in shape.
What's he lifting?
Olive oil.
That's the problem. I've been using canola oil.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Popeye, the Sailor Man.
Peanuts and popcorn. We find Popeye, Wimpy, Olive, and Matey visiting at the zoo. All hands are having one grand and glorious time. They just walked up to the camel's cage.
Well, blow me down. Have you ever seen the likes of such a peculiar animal?
Gosh, Popeye, those humps on his back look just like your muscles.
If I had muscles that big, I could never get me shirt on.
I've heard that a camel can go 9 days without water.
That's a trivial thing. Going 9 days without hamburgers would be an accomplishment worthy of my admiration.
Wimpy, you're just plain ignorant. Dumb animals never eat fried hamburgers.
Oh, perhaps that's why they are called dumb animals.
Popeye, do you think the camel likes peanuts?
Now you has me stumped, matey. I know squirrels and elephants eat peanuts, but I never seen a camel eat them.
Well, I'll see if this one does.
I am proud of you, matey, on account you wants to share what you got with others.
Here, camel, would you like a peanut?
In camel language, he means desist. Stop. Quit that.
Be careful, matey. Don't stick your hand in the cage. He wouldn't hurt me, but I guess Popeye's right. He don't like peanuts.
What if I were in the cage and the good public came to feed me hamburgers?
Come on, all hands, up to the elephant cage so matey can feed 'em the peanuts.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at the funny animal. Do you hear what I hear?
Well, I am a blasted swab. If that funny-looking mutt in the cage ain't a larfing at us.
He's a member of the laughing hyena species.
You mean an animal that can really laugh?
Now I asked you, Olive, is that four-legged hoop sounds like he was crying?
For land's sake, what's he laughing at?
He's just seen Popeye's face, that's all.
I says pooey to you, Wimpy.
You ain't never won no beauty contest.
Popeye, does a hyena laugh at me and a dog barking?
Well, it's about the same thing, maybe, I figures.
I think maybe you ought to figure a way for elephants to eat peanuts.
Hooray! For once, Wimpy is thinking about someone else's stomach.
'Twould appear I were a noble soul.
We sets a course straight for the elephant's cage.
Popeye, elephants are awful big. I wonder if one bag of peanuts will be enough.
Well, matey, we make sure. We stops at this stand and buys more peanuts. Ahoy there! 6 bags of peanuts for matey here.
Okay, here you are, kid.
Gosh, thanks, Popeye.
Forget it, matey. What can I buy, Olive?
Yeah, boss, we got the spongy cake, Angela cake, and a Stoli cake.
Oh dear. I think I'll just take a glass of lemonade.
Okay, lady, coming right up. There you are, kid.
Oh boy, that sizzling, that beautiful fragrance, that intoxicating aroma.
What are you talking about, Wimpy?
Look, it's lonely Frankfurters like lordly hamburgers.
So they is.
Popeye, don't torture me!
I just don't understand you, Wimpy.
Popeye, you're a fiend. Peanuts for Matey, lemonade for Olive, but what? Oh, what for Wimpy?
Did you want some peanuts?
Peanuts. Peanuts he offers me. Popeye, this kind gentleman also sells the hamburgers.
Did you want a hamburger, Wimpy?
He toys with me. How can you be so cruel? My craving for those luscious hamburgers has me faint.
You like for to have a hamburger spot.
So, this is a plot to rob me of my sanity.
Popeye, I think Wimpy does want a hamburger.
Lady, I have me suspicions that that's what he's trying to tell us.
I feel a beast in me rising.
Oh, why don't you try a glass of this lemonade, Wimpy? It's delicious.
Demons, all of you.
All right. Hey, mister, see if Wimpy will eat a hamburger.
Okay, boss, coming right up.
I'm trembling with anticipated agony.
Here you go, sport.
1,000 thanks, royal purveyor of heavenly delectables. Oh, glorious hamburger. Only J. Wellington Wimpy can appreciate your scrumptious vitamins.
Gee, Wimpy ate that hamburger fast.
A pity that such hamburgers were not twins. Perchance even quintuplets.
Here's your money, mister.
How do you like that? Thanks, boss.
My friend, we set sail to the elephant cage. Weigh anchor, all hands.
Oh, look! There's the elephants. Goodness gracious, aren't they enormous? Oh boy, I hope they haven't had their dinner yet.
I am flabbergasted. One of them monsters on me barge and she hits Davy Jones' locker.
A huge animal indeed.
Hey, Jumbo, come over here. Look what I got for you. Isn't he heavy?
I pity the poor swap's foot he stepped on.
Here's some peanuts for you, Jumbo.
Blow me down. He sucks them up like a vacuum cleaner.
Isn't it cute the way he curls up his trunk and blows them into his mouth? Here, Jumbo, I got some more for you.
Oh, look. All the little children playing piggyback on yonder elephant.
Where? Oh, look, Popeye. Look at all the kids.
I am surprised. Riding an elephant?
Please, Popeye, can I go for a ride?
Sure, matey.
Now, Popeye, it's too dangerous for the child. Ah, gee, all the other kids are doing it.
Stow your fears, Olive. If the other young ones can ride it, so can matey.
Oh, boy, thanks, Popeye. Come on. Then can't you bring the other elephants over here?
Nay, Mohammed must go to the mountain.
Full speed ahead before it's too late. Come on. Avast there, Captain. Don't weigh anchor yet. Mateys coming aboard.
Sorry, just finished the last trip. Time for our elephants to go in now.
Ah, shucks. I wanted a ride.
And you'll get your ride. I buys all your tickets, mister.
Well, I guess once more won't hurt.
Boy, oh, boy, give me a hand, Popeye.
The elephant will lift you up, matey, with his trunk.
Here, Jumbo, put your trunk around, lad. Up you go.
Gosh, it's high up here.
Anybody else going?
Olive, I think you ought to board the craft with matey.
Me?
The steed awaits, Miss Oil.
Oh, Popeye, is it safe?
Sure, just like riding in me barge.
Will he squeeze me when he lifts me up?
Nah, come on. Up you go.
Oh, please, Mr. Elephant. Oh,
All set?
Aye, aye, Captain, you can shove off.
Down there, what's that?
Ah, a junior rodent. Greetings, Mickey.
Hey, look out! It's a mouse!
Ah, little mouse, you can't hurt
But
none.
elephants are definitely afraid of mice.
Oh, it's getting rough.
I can't hold the elephant.
Give me that rope.
Go away, naughty mouse.
I tried as long as go.
Stand still, you elephant.
Popeye, hold him.
Look out! The rope!
The blasted rope, but
Run out, cowboy.
He's running wild!
the elephant can't run out of the cage. I touches him when he comes round.
You can't do that! You'll be killed!
I'm gonna rescue Matey and Olive.
The calm animal is returning.
I stand right here and stop the elephant.
Stay alive! How can you stop a wild elephant?
I grabbed him by his nose.
Here he comes! Get out of the way!
I ain't scared of no elephant.
Run! He'll trample you down!
I said I touches him by the nose. I saved your life.
I told you to get hurt!
You'd have never admitted that elephant because he knocked me down.
It seems the mammal has won the first round.
I touches the beast, but I need extra muscles. Wimpy, me favorite cereal.
Why do you require this, Popeye?
Because the elephant is the biggest monster in the world, and I need at least 4 bowls to stop him.
Very well. 4 bowls coming up.
Look, it's what Tina's.
Here's one.
Go.
And another.
Go.
And a third.
Go.
And a fourth.
Go.
Now look at me muscles. Now watch me catch that elephant and lay him among the sweet peas.
He's come fast this time! You'll
Come
be
on,
killed!
elephant. I can get you.
Look out!
I stopped him, elephant. Hey, you bucket, you
Oh,
pepper.
close! He stopped the elephant!
Popeye is in shore holding his nose.
Stand still, you beast, or I stops you one.
Get me off! Get me off! I'm like,
And did I taste?
Watch out! He's gonna lift you with his trunk! Let go!
Popeye never let go.
Look out! I told you to raise you right up! Let go or he'll smash you against the bar of the cage!
It's too bad I had to do it, but Mr. Elephant, you forces me to stop ya.
he's crumbling, Popeye. Give him another.
Huh?
That did it. The elephant's down. Hooray!
Boy, what a sight!
Oh, Popeye, you're marvelous.
I am a sad swab on accounts I had the socks upon a man of you.
Oh, don't worry about the elephant. He has a thick skull. He'll get over it.
Ah, that's good. And because I did not mean to hurt him, I hope this elephant forgets.
Say, Popeye,
Yeah, matey.
it was only a teeny-weeny mouse that scared that big elephant, wasn't it?
Yeah, matey, which only goes to show, no matter how big anybody is, never underestimate the little fella.
Well, Costello, Popeye certainly had a real adventure at the zoo. You ever heard anything like that?
Well, sure I have, Abbott.
You have.
You bet I have. Last month, I went to the zoo with my Uncle Artie. We saw the elephants, peacocks, zebras, chimpanzees, gorillas, oddballs, pelicans.
I understand that. I understand you've been to the zoo, but I asked you about the adventure.
Oh, I was getting to that. We got to the giraffe, but we couldn't see him.
Well, why not?
He had a sore throat.
Well, there's nothing worse than a giraffe with a sore throat.
Oh, yes, there is.
What?
A centipede with corns.
Well, that may be the worst, but where could the centipede go for help?
A tiny little podiatrist. Lots of them.
That certainly doesn't sound like a job I would want.
My great aunt Marge is a veterinary dentist. She specializes in elephants. That's why she moved to Alabama.
Really? Why not Africa? Why Alabama?
Because she heard of the Tuscaloosa.
Oh, Costello. Speaking of Africa, have you ever been there?
Sure I have. I went hunting there last year.
Really? I didn't think you ever went hunting in your life. And I don't believe you did. I bet you haven't even got a hunting license.
I have two. Here it is.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is is no hunting license. This is a picture of Scarlett Johansson.
Well, you hunt what you like and I'll hunt what I like.
You a hunter. Why, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah? My brother-in-law and I used to hunt alligators.
Alligators?
Yeah. One time an alligator was just about to attack my brother-in-law. I fired up both barrels of my trusty rifle.
Did you kill the alligator?
See this wallet?
Genuine alligator?
No, genuine brother-in-law.
You should have been with me on my elephant hunt. Oh, there I was, surrounded by elephants. One big bull elephant started towards me. I said to myself, I'm trapped. Abbott, you're trapped. Should I run, or stand here, or shoot the bull?
You've been doing all right up till now.
All right, all right. Well, I shot him. The elephant fell and broke a tusk.
Oh, broke a tusk, you say?
Yeah, the tusk is really valuable. You know, we used to use thousands of elephants every year just to make billiard balls.
Wow. How do they train those big clumsy beasts to do such delicate work?
Costello, do you even own a gun?
Sure I do. I have it right here. This is my sawed-off shotgun.
Wait a minute. Where's the handle?
How do you like that? I sawed off the wrong end.
Costello, I just don't know what to do with you anymore. I've tried and tried, but no matter how much I try to improve your mind, you just don't get any smarter.
Oh, why don't you face it, Abbott? You're a failure.
So, Costello, do you know anything about hunting?
Well, have you seen that big bear rug in my living room?
Sure.
Well, I shot that bear myself. What a battle. It was either me or the bear.
Well, I'm glad it was the bear. You'd make an awful looking rug. By the way, Costello, what's your favorite wild game?
Post office.
Post office isn't a wild game.
It is the way I play it.
You know, I think my favorite is deer. Of course, you do have to be careful of those deer ticks.
Nervous condition?
No, not deer ticks. I mean deer ticks.
You love them so much you call them deer?
No, Costello. Ticks. Little ticks that bother the deer.
Oh, they sure used to bother me when I went to school.
Ticks bothered you in school?
Yeah, arithmetics, mathematics. And one time a tick got me in trouble with the teacher.
Oh, now wait a minute. How could a tick get you in trouble with the teacher?
I ticked my tongue out at the teacher and she tried to tweet at my trousers with a twat.
Well, our next show isn't about a deer, but it is about a really big buck. Buck Rogers.
A man ahead of his time.
And now for Buck Rogers and his thrilling adventures 500 years in the future. As you probably know, Buck was born in the 20th century, and the story of how he got started on his amazing adventures so far in the future is mighty interesting. But instead of telling you about it, let's turn the dial that will project us ahead in time and find out all about it that way. Now, the capital of 25th century America is Niagara. And it is there that Dr. Hewer, the great scientist, has his marvelous laboratory. In one room of it, he's working on a strange-looking device that sends a peculiar greenish light down onto the human figure lying on a table before him. Shall we join him there? Okay, then, here we go. 500 years into the future!
The ray is putting you to sleep. To sleep. Relax. And sleep. 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 Good. The ray's had its effect. Now I can go ahead. Yes, come in. Oh, hello, Wilma.
Hello, Dr. Hewer. My, why don't you have any more light in here? Coming in from outside, I can hardly see a thing in the spooky greenish glow.
Part of the little experiment I'm conducting.
Oh.
But tell me, have you seen anything of Black Barney here in Niagara?
Why, no. Hasn't given up his job of Prime Minister on Mars, has he?
Oh, no. But one of his Martian rocket ship factories has worked out a new control device for him. I'd rather hoped he'd get here with it today.
Oh.
Meantime, I've made ready for the final test on this little invention here. Like to stay and see it?
I'd love to, Doctor, and you know it, but I just dropped in to see if you had seen any sign of... Oh!
What's the matter?
Doctor, what happened to him? Is he all right? Doctor?
Oh, I see.
What happened to him? Why is he lying here on this table?
Now, don't you worry, Wilma.
Don't worry. Doctor, what are you...
He has offered to be the subject of my test, that's all.
But then, why is he...
He's simply lying here, comfortably asleep, under the influence of my electro-hypnotic ray.
Oh. I was afraid something had happened to him.
Not a thing. Surely you don't think for a minute that I do anything to harm?
No, of course not. But the electro-hypnotic ray, are you sure this experiment won't hurt him in any way?
Oh, absolutely sure.
Well, you can't blame me for being a little shocked for a minute. But what's that thing up near his head that looks like a miniature power plant with a loudspeaker on top of it?
That, Wilma, is my latest scientific achievement. My newly perfected electro-hypnomentalophone.
Or what?
Well, you remember the mentaliscope, don't you?
Why, sure. When you put a person under the mentaliscope, all his memories showed up on a sort of moving picture screen.
Yes, that's right. And this is an adaptation of it. With this, the electro-hypnomentalophone, the memories of the subject will come to us verbally through the loudspeaker here. Provided, of course, that my calculations have been correct.
Sort of read a person's mind aloud, you mean?
Yes, that's it exactly.
Where do you ever get ideas for these things, Dr. Huer? Surely people don't just barge in and ask for you to work them out.
Hardly. The scientific research that led up to the development of this machine was started way back in the 20th century.
Well, I always thought those people back in the 20th century weren't much better than savages. What they knew about scientific things...
No, not at all, Wilma. You owe a great deal to the scientists of those days. Were it not for the great groundwork laid by men like Einstein, Fitzgerald, Compton, Millikan, and the rest, why we'd be without a great many of the things we have today.
Well, they never really got anywhere with rocket ship development, or anything like that, though, did they?
Well, successful rocket flight depends on two things that have been brought into existence only recently.
One of them must be a neutron.
Yes, of course, the neutron. The material that defies gravity and makes it possible to lift a big spaceship off the Earth and away from its terrific gravitational pull, without too much wasted power, of course.
And what's the other?
Impervium. The only metal capable of withstanding the high temperature of rocket blast for any length of time.
Oh.
But now, let's go ahead with this experiment.
Yes, let's. And you can tell me how this apparatus works as we go along. And just what it does to him.
Well, not very much to tell you about the apparatus itself, except that here, in this little pad under his head, is an extremely sensitive and high-frequency response piezoelectric oscillator of quite complicated design.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, and I succeeded in tuning it to receive the minute electronic impulses that emanate from his brain.
Okay.
Through a medium of a super radiating protoniform.
Oh, okay, I see. A what?
In other words, we're able to obtain sufficient amplification of the impulse output to register audibly through a process of thermiotic node magnification. And that's all there is to it, really.
I think I'll understand it better when I see this thing work.
And I shall be very much disappointed if it doesn't.
Don't you worry about that, Doctor. Your inventions always work.
I have been rather lucky in most of my experiments, haven't I?
Lucky?
Now let's proceed with this one.
All right. Anything I can do to help?
No thanks. First of all, we have to switch on the electroniformer.
That electroniform makes a sort of eerie sound.
Yes. And now, when I switch on this microphone and speak to him, my words will be registered directly on his brain. Not through his ears, you understand, but directly on his brain.
Uh-huh.
And if we're successful, we'll receive a subconscious response through the loudspeaker.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Now, young man, what is your name? I said, what is your name?
Rogers.
Well, it works!
But Doctor, I don't see...
My invention's a success!
I don't understand. What just happened?
It works even better than I thought it would!
He didn't move his lips, Doctor. How could we hear him speak if he didn't move his lips?
It read his mind aloud, Wilma. It read his mind aloud.
It sounded like his real voice, though.
Well, of course, because he thinks of speech in the same manner that he utters it.
Great day. Doesn't seem possible. Ask him some more questions.
Yes, by all means. Listen. Buck, you were born back in the 20th century, were you not?
Yes, sir, but this is the 25th century.
You see, Wilma, his memory is preserved intact.
May I ask him a question?
Surely, go ahead. Go ahead.
Buck, how did you happen to come to the 25th century?
One day in the year 1919, I was in the lower workings of an abandoned mine near the city of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
When all of a sudden, the supports that held up the walls and the ceiling gave way and the whole thing caved in on me.
Yes.
Some kind of peculiar gas was released. It put me to sleep. It kept me in a state of suspended animation for 500 years. Then the ground shifted and led fresh air, and I woke up.
Well, how did you know you were in suspended animation for 500 years?
It said the year 1919. It was the year 24 something. To be exact.
How did you know what year it was?
I was told about it by Wilma Deering, a beautiful girl soldier when I first came through.
Oh, then you knew Wilma, dear.
Doctor.
I certainly do. She's the finest and bravest girl who ever lived. Why, Wilma
Buck Rogers.
Yes?
Did you find anything new and interesting when you first came to the 25th century?
Oh, a great deal. Thanks to Dr. Hewer.
Dr. Hewer?
The greatest scientist who ever lived.
What's that?
Nowhere in the universe is there a scientist who's done so much good for humanity or done anything that can be good.
No, wait a minute, Buck.
Yes?
Just forget Dr. Hewer and go on with what you were saying.
Well, he's the man who invented the first rocket ship that took us to the moon. And it was that trip that proved the practicability of interplanetary flight.
Proved the practicability of interplanetary flight. Nothing wrong with this machine, Doctor.
Where else have you gone by rocket ship, Buck?
Well, first to Mars, where we helped King Donaldo put down an invasion by the Martian Tigerman. Then to Saturn and Saturnian moons. Venus, Jupiter, and even far off Pluto.
Which planet did you find the most interesting?
Well, that's hard to say. Jupiter has the biggest field for exploration, simply because it's much larger than the rest of the planets.
Very true. Do you expect to do any more rocketing around through outer space?
There's nothing else I'd rather do, sir.
Well, my. Do you like my little contraption?
It's wonderful, Doctor. I told you it would work.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to ask, Buck? I mean, before I turn off this green ray, of course.
No, let's wake him up. And let's see if he remembers anything that happened during the experiment.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Come on, Buck, wake up.
Huh?
I say, wake up. You've been asleep.
Asleep?
Uh-huh.
Oh, hello, Wilma.
Hello.
Where'd you come from? What are you doing here?
I've just been let out on a test of Dr. Hewer's
Electro-hypno-mentalophone.
Yeah.
Oh, doggone it. Instead of helping you for your test, I fell asleep. Say, I'm awfully sorry, Doctor.
Sorry?
Well, yes, sir. I was going to help out.
I put you to sleep with this machine, Buck.
Oh, really?
Right.
I guess that's one on me, then. How'd it work?
Even better than I expected.
Well, good.
Oh, it was marvelous, Buck. You told us your whole life history without even opening your mouth.
Hey, now. Wait a minute.
It's all right, Buck. You didn't say a single thing you shouldn't have.
Thank goodness for that. Say, let's put Wilma under.
Oh, no, you don't.
We have to do something for excitement around here. Come on, Wilma.
You're never excited unless there's something exciting going on, are you, Buck?
Well, it's not as bad as all that, Doctor, but things have been sort of slow around
Wait
here.
until we start making tests of the new type of gyrocosmic relativity I just devised.
A new one?
Isn't that the equipment on a rocket ship that makes it possible to take off without much loss of time for pickup?
That's right. And without the usual physical effects of hyperacceleration. It removes from your ship the normal effects of weight and inertia and momentum and the like.
Well, how have you improved the relativimeter, Doctor?
But if this new instrument does what I hope it will, there will be practically no limit to the speed of a rocket ship immediately upon takeoff.
Good night. Imagine getting into the control cabin, opening up the power lever, and going a couple thousand miles an hour. Just like that.
That's exactly what we'll be able to do, Wilma.
Boy, that hardly seems possible, does it? But when can we test it out, Doctor? Have you already got it installed in a rocket ship?
No, Buck. As a matter of fact, I don't even have it yet.
Huh?
Oh, it's been made up all right. It's only used for the test, but it isn't right here yet.
I don't understand, Doctor.
Why, yes, sir. Can we get it here? The sooner we can get it and start trying it out, the sooner we can break the monotony of just sitting around doing...
Wait, Buck! Listen!
Yeah, I hear it too. What is that?
Why, yes, but what under the sun is it?
Look here, out the window.
Good heavens, Wilma!
Go right down this way.
Wilma!
We now invite you to take a 10-minute intermission. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you. Have some refreshments.